Welcome back into the studio. My name is Derik Clark. Welcome back to Lakers Sports Talk. As always, it's a show for the next hour where I just talk about sports, but it's another episode where there's someone in the studio with me. Now, last show just before Thanksgiving break, had Travis Baker on the show, and actually this is the guy who I actually talked to at afternoon skate just before I had Travis Baker on the show and brought up how Baker was going to be on the show, and I knew that I needed this man. He is one of the 3 goaltenders for your Oswego State Lakers, so here's the intro for you. All right, tonight I'm joined by one of the men who guard the pipes for your Lakers. This man is from Athens, Ontario, Canada. He played juniors for the Oakville Blades of the OJHL before joining the Lakers. He currently has a record of 3-0 this season with a goals against average of just 1 and a save percentage of .979. He's recorded 2 shutouts in those 3 starts. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, please give me a warm welcome in welcoming the man, the myth, the legend, Gavin McCarthy. Gavin, how you doing tonight, man?
Good, Derik. Happy to be here.
Yeah, it's always a pleasure to have someone from the team on, and for someone of your caliber, I mean, 3-0 right now as a starter. The guys are 6-0 as a team. It's a good season so far, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, I mean, things have gone well so far. We're happy with the way things have gone, and we're excited for the future.
Yeah, I mean, that's a good way to put it, right? I mean, 6-0 is a 6-0 start. Just to put into reference for the people at home, obviously you're a man of Ontario, Canada. Bringing up the whole aspect of juniors. You played juniors in the OJHL. No, not the Orange Juice, by the way, folks. It's Ontario Junior Hockey League. Just to talk about Oakville, I mean, I've seen the rink. I actually have watched a couple Oakville games, believe it or not. But just talk about juniors for a second. I mean, how did it feel playing for Oakville, and then obviously coming into to Oswego and making the move to D3, like that whole aspect? It had to be a little weird, but also kind of a similarity, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, I mean, Oakville, I can't thank them enough. They gave me all the opportunity in the world, and like you said, you've seen the rink. It's beautiful. And yeah, we had a good team there, good coaching staff, and they allowed us to play our game and be successful.
Now, looking at, Oswego as not only a team but as a community, I mean, this hockey's taken serious, and the aspect of that. I mean, what was the reason on being like, I want to go to Oswego?
Yeah, I mean, there's so many factors. This place is great, but when I came here on my tour, it kind of just sold me right away. I mean, that rink is incredible. It's one of the best in the country, if not the best. And then along with that, not to forget about the academics, I'm a business major, so the business program's highly rated here, and that's another thing that attracted me.
Yeah. That's one thing to reach out. I've noticed that the guys that are on the team, most of them are business majors. So looking at that aspect, how does it feel? Is there a sense of accountability when it comes to going in the classroom? And you obviously have a bunch of your teammates as well being in those classes with you.
Yeah, I mean, especially for me as a sophomore, like last year we had such a big freshman class. It was so easy for us because, like you say, there's so many business majors that I wasn't in a class alone. I had teammates in every class, and we were able to help each other, and yeah, it's been great so far.
Now, looking at that, another aspect of the team being together, I mean, Ed Gosek is a heck of a guy to talk to. I mean, Baker, I asked him when he was on my show, and the aspect of Ed Gosek and how he called him basically a father figure in most times. So, I mean, you look at Ed Gosek, would you agree that he is the father figure?
Yeah, I mean, Ed's been amazing ever since I came here. He's been like the history behind Ed is something that you have to respect, and he's been great for us. He shows up every day and works hard for us. So in exchange, we work hard for him.
Yeah, no, that's an important thing to put. I think one thing I'll to break this out of the old back and forth questions. You look at goaltending as a whole. I think this is a great question to ask someone who is a goaltender. Why did you pick to be a goalie, and who was the goalie that you saw maybe on the TV or maybe it was a guy at your local rink? Who was the guy that kind of inspired you to take him between the pipes?
Yeah, I mean, when I was in IP, just like a young, I think 4 or 5, the coach asked the room who wants to try goalie, and I stuck my hand up, and then honestly, ever since then, I just stayed in the net. And in terms of who I've looked up to, there's been a lot, but the one that sticks out the most is Carey Price. I'm a Habs fan myself, so Carey Price is such a legend, and I've loved him my whole life.
Yeah. Hey, I got to tell Rob Finger, my partner in crime that does the broadcast with me, he's a Habs fan too.
Nice.
Actually, when we were coming back from Potsdam, we were watching the Canadiens game. He has the whole, like, you set it up on your phone and it gets sent to his screen in his car, and he was just blaring it on the radio.
Yeah, no, they're a fun team to watch right now. They're young and the future looks bright, so it's a good time to be a Habs fan.
Hey, it's a good time to be a Ducks fan too for me. I mean, that's about the same.
Yeah, they do look good this year. They do.
Yeah, I think that's two similarities of a team, even though they're on two completely different coasts.
Right.
And the beautiful thing that is North America. Yeah. No, but I mean, you look at goaltending as a whole and what that position means. I mean, I'm going to kind of butter you up in a little bit. I think goaltending is the hardest position on the ice. And I say that as you're not only the guy blocking the shots, but you're, not to put your position down a little bit, but you get blamed kind of if the puck goes in. And, it's kind of, it is what it is sometimes. You're going to be a little hard. So I feel like it's a big, not only you have to be physically ready, but it's also a mental game for you. So thinking about it that way, what's the mental aspect of a goaltender? Like, what's one thing people don't really realize mentally that you have to challenge with? Mostly?
Yeah, I think even before you get on the ice, you got to have the right mindset. If you don't believe in yourself, there's no way you're going to be successful. So have the right mindset, and then with that, you got to have thick skin, have a memory of a goldfish. Like a goal goes in, forget about it, move forward, and think about making the next save.
Yeah, I feel like that's a big thing with goaltending, and a lot of people at home probably don't even realize the aspect of just like the position as a whole. I mean, you're quote unquote the team's last line of defense in an aspect. So, but for you, I mean, heck, dude, you're 3-0 as a starter. The team's 6-0 as a whole. I mean, I gotta bring this up, dude. I gotta bring this up. You look at Geneseo. You look at the game in Geneseo. 1-0. You have 54 saves, right? What in the world was going through your mind? I saw you that night in Geneseo. I saw you getting on one knee. You kind of looked a little, had a breath a little bit maybe, but you had a heck of a game. So, I mean, what the heck was going through your mind to make 54 saves?
Yeah, no, that was a great road win for us. I mean, that's a great test, too. First game of the year on the road in Geneseo, packed barn. I mean, first two periods I got a lot of shots, but team did a great job keeping things to the outside and bearing down on other chances in front of the net. So, but yeah, I mean, in the third, I was feeling it a bit. I think I haven't played 60 minutes hard like that in a long time. So it was taxing on the body, but the 2 points is all that matters.
I got to give credit to their student section. I haven't said this on air, but one of my buddies actually goes to Geneseo, and apparently he told the K in the word Knights. You saw the Go Knights up there with the shirtless guys? He told the guy who was the K to actually come over and start giving us a little lip over at the booth, and I thought that was hilarious. But, I mean, you did phenomenal. The guys are doing great. I think not only do you guys have a good team right now, but it's the aspect of just a good chemistry. But one thing I want to ask, and for the people at home, I mean, what's the locker room right for the goalies? I mean, obviously there's three of you. There's you, Manzi, and then Milberg himself. So what's the locker room not right like right now, not only as a team, but the three goalies themselves? Is there a little bit of quote unquote communication the other guys don't hear, I guess would be the words to use?
Yeah, I mean, goalies are a little bit of a different breed, as we all know. So I think the three of us have a great relationship. We respect each other. We want the best for each other, and we work hard. So it's been great.
Yeah, I think one of the cool things about you guys, especially like I've noticed. Obviously, I'm at practice a lot. One thing I've noticed with you guys, especially like you, Milberg, and Manzi, is you guys communicate a lot. If one of you guys kind of mess up on a drill, hey man, it's all right, and then you get the signals going, you get the guys rolling. I think that's important. But not only are you vocal with each other, but you're also kind of vocal with your guys, and you can get a little harsh on them. But I think that's what's important when you say. I mean, you got to be harsh on your guys.
Yeah, I mean, things happen so fast on the ice. I mean, like you said, communication is so key. Like when your D-men are coming back for pucks, and I'm communicating with them where the pressure is and whatnot. I mean, it helps everyone. So
yeah. Now, I've wrote down a little bit of questions, but I think there's one question I gotta ask, okay? And I like asking this question. I didn't ask Baker because I don't think I thought of it till actually after, and that's why I thought of this question now. Why'd you pick your number? Did you get to pick your numbers, number one? But why'd you pick the number?
Yeah, so in my whole life, actually, I've been 31, and when I went to Oakville, I was a huge UC Saros fan who wears number 74 in Nashville, and kind of inspired me. I thought I'd change things up, so I went to 74, and then coming in here, there was a few options, and I thought I'd go back to my roots and go to 31, so I love that number.
Yeah. It's a typical goalie number, you know?
That's right, yeah.
I think Potsdam Potsdam was 28.
Really?
Yeah, Perno.
Okay.
That was a weird. I don't know. What would you think is a weird goalie number? Like,
Yeah.
I feel like.
I mean, things have changed, right? Like back in the day, it was 1, 29, 30, 31, 33. But now, like you look around the NHL, and there's a lot of different numbers. Like there's guys wearing number 50, a lot of numbers in the 70s. So it's kind of all over the place.
Yeah. I think the most unique goalie number I've seen was back when I was doing games from our college. It was a backup goalie for, I think, Chatham University, or maybe I believe it was Chatham. All I remember was purple, and he had number 9, which was a very, I don't know if you'd be comfortable wearing number 9. I feel like that's way out of the box of opportunity of choices, but. Would you go single digits outside of the typical number 1? Would you go single digits or?
Well, with the recent jersey retirement of Pete Sears with number 1, I mean, I can't see myself picking any other number below 10. I think like we've talked about, there is certain numbers that are goalie numbers, and I think I would stick to that for the most part.
Isn't it? Was it an Oilers goalie that had the number 19? Isn't that
Mikko Koskinen.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's a bold number.
Yeah, that is.
As well. I feel like anything in the teens is a bold number.
Yeah.
I have seen a goalie wear number 11. I feel like that could work. I don't know. This is the number thing is a little touchy in the goalie realm. Yeah. It's like a quarterback in football. Normally it's the single digits where you go up to like 19, and anything past that's kind of weird for a quarterback. So I feel like for goalies, it's 29, 30, 31, 32, 33. Anything past like 35 is like weird.
Yeah. It's almost like an unwritten rule. Like you just kind of know the numbers that go with the position. But.
Yeah, I feel like that's a good way to put it. It's the unwritten rule. There's a little bit of unwritten rules all over the place, but that is one. No, I think that's very true. But looking at, I'm going to keep this a little basic to start this. Look at your goalie pads. The reason I bring up goalie pads, I want to bring this up because Milberg has the, old throwback look. For you, it's more of I would say, traditional style. And then Manzi is kind of colorful with his green and yellow and all what I call psychedelic almost look of a portal, I guess. Like, it just looks weird with the legs together. But was there any, thought process through your pads? I know some goalies they have, superstitions of how things are stitched or something. But was there anything unique to your pads that you added? Or?
Yeah, I mean, I put a lot of thought into it. That's something that matters to me. But I think the biggest thing was trying to get something that went with all 3 jerseys, right?
That's true.
Like, you don't want to go really dark and then wear them with the whites and they kind of look out of place, and then vice versa with the light pads with dark jerseys. Like, I kind of just wanted something in the middle, and I feel like they're a good design.
No, I think they are too, and your goalie stick as well goes perfect with it. I think I actually complimented you that as one of the practices, I believe. But no, I think that's one point. And then obviously you have the new yellows, the Laker Waves, which are sick. They're so awesome.
Those are awesome.
What was the feeling? I don't know when you guys got introduced to them. But when you first saw them for the first time, what was the thought process of seeing them?
They were hanging in the room before the game. That was the first time we saw them.
Oh, wow. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Wait, so whoa, this is breaking news on WNYO. So technically I saw it before the team.
Maybe you did.
Because Ed Gosick actually described them on the show and then basically showed me the tees.
Yeah.
So technically, I guess I saw them before the team.
Yeah, and we're all happy with them. I mean,
and it's a beauty.
Sweet.
Throwback to the 70s and 80s.
Yeah.
I love it. And then obviously you have the new yellow buckets as well for the skaters.
Right.
Would you think of making a custom yellow mask to go with it or no?
Oh, that would be cool.
A little, it'll have the wave on the side.
Yeah.
Or I don't even know, something else to go, because you have the anchor on the shoulders of the jerseys as well.
Yeah.
You probably throw that on the side.
There's so many things you can do.
Dude, a goalie, see, the one thing that's cool for the people at home, the one thing that's cool about goalies is the aspect of customization. You could really show your outside spirit, and obviously you're a goalie yourself. I mean, show your outside spirit a lot. I mean, not only on the ice as a goaltender, but with the pads and designs that is. But no, I think someone like you. I mean, this is a unique start for you. 3-0. How do you feel being 3-0 and having a GAA of, like I just said, literally 1.0? Like, that's incredible. That's crazy.
Yeah, I feel good. Things have gone well, but I owe it to the team. I mean, they've made my job easy, and like I said earlier, just looking forward to the future.
Yeah. What about your defensemen and like the guys that are always in front of you? I mean, it's always you guys. You brought up communication, so I feel like that's a good thing to bring up. You have communication a lot with them, not only after the play, but obviously during it. But what's like when they're in front of you? Is there a lot of communication to them, or are you just really trying to just follow the puck? Like, are you saying anything at all? Like, I don't know the whole process for.
Yeah, I mean,
guys.
when we're in our D zone and the puck's along the blue line, say the other team has it, and there's bodies in front, I'll communicate with them to clear the guy, or if nobody's there, for them to get out of the way, just so I can get sight lines to the puck. And yeah, communication's huge. Yeah,
I feel like obviously for you, I mean, you got to go behind the goal and the whole. I can't remember it, like, because there's no trapezoid in D3. Did you play with a trapezoid in juniors or no?
No, I did not.
I know some junior leagues they do have a trapezoid. Am I correct?
Yeah, I think it's just major junior.
Major juniors.
Yeah.
Okay, so is that a little different of not is the trapezoid behind you? Does that a feeling of security or not? Like not having the lines. Have you gotten used to that or like?
Yeah, I don't even think about it really now. But I will say, when I was drafted to Sudbury and I went up to their camp, I got called on it because I played the puck just outside the trapezoid. And that was the first time, because all my life I had never had a trapezoid. But yeah, no, I don't even think about it now. I just try and get out and stop the rim and make a play.
That's a unique thought. All right, well, we got to go to break, but we'll be right back after this short break. You've been listening to Laker Sports Talk right here on WNYO 88.9 FM, the Laker Radio Network.
Hey, this is Larsenist, and you're listening to WNYO on 88.9.
Welcome back into the studio. My name is Derik Clark, the sports director here at WNYO. You're listening to Laker Sports Talk. Right across from me, Gavin McCarthy, the man, the myth, the legend, in between the pipes, currently 3-0 as a starter. Now, I thought of this question about 30 minutes ago, and I thought it would be perfect because you were the man in between the pipes for whiteout. So I thought this would be perfect. This is a good one to start this portion after the break. Looking at the student section, right? Now, I'm going to be honest with you. I gave the student section a lot of crap. I gave them a lot of smack talk at the beginning of the year because I felt like it wasn't as loud as it was. But then whiteout happened, and they started putting it into high gear. Looking at the student section, right? They love the goalies. They, you took your goalie mask off at one point, and they just, went crazy. And then Plattsburgh, obviously, were on that end, and they were losing their mind. So looking at the student section, how does it feel to have such a big and powerful student section, especially in that moment of a rivalry game, you get your second of taking off your mask and they applaud you? Like, is there a weird feeling of like you're a celebrity almost, or?
Yeah, I'm honestly getting chills thinking about it right now. I mean, just skating out onto that ice and seeing everyone in white on their feet, waving their towel. I mean, it really doesn't get better than that. So we're so lucky that way.
Yeah. And obviously, like, as a goalie yourself, you get that experience of, like, the crowd, that especially that section gets to adore you. And then, obviously, you get on the other end of the ice and you watch Plattsburgh's goalie get over there, and he's getting ripped to shreds. And I love the student section here. But, I mean, looking at that and the crowd itself, I mean, does that, especially your position, and when you make a key save and the guy, this crowd goes a little wild, how does that feel? You make a good key save and the crowd energy just boosts you up a little bit, or?
Yeah, it's awesome. I mean, we do feed off of the crowd. I mean, some of the things we talk about in the room are get the crowd into it early, make a big hit, make a big save, get them into it early. And actually, something cool to go along with that is in the second period, obviously the student section's behind me. Plattsburgh came down on a rush. I made a stick save, and it went out flying over the mesh.
Yep, I remember that.
My dad was standing behind the net, and he's the guy that caught it while he was standing at the top of the stairs.
No way, really? That was your dad?
And he holds the puck in the air, and the whole crowd just screams. I thought that was so cool because only I knew that was. Yeah. So it was,
I remember that. That's cool. I didn't.
It was a good sign. Maybe that's why we won with 1 second left.
That had to be. I mean, you were pumped. I saw you. You were hauling it when that one went in.
We didn't need overtime.
No.
That was awesome.
Now that was a good one. I mean, there was some key saves that not only you made, but, I mean, your defense as well. I mean, guys blocked the pucks. Looking at that game as a whole, as a big rivalry, I mean, you were the guy in between the pipes. What was obviously you can't say it on air, but what was the smack talk like? I mean, pretty rough or no? I mean, it's a rivalry, so I'd assume so.
Yeah, I mean, as we all know, Plattsburgh and Oswego don't get along very well, so.
That's to put it lightly, right?
Yeah, so as you said, I can't say too much on air, but no, it's great. And that's one of the best things about hockey, you know, rivalries, keep the people coming back. Like, that's just how it should be.
Yeah, and then for the people at home that don't know, Middlebury actually beat Plattsburgh on Saturday night. So shout out to Middlebury for getting her done.
Yeah.
Won 5-2 over them Birds. I remember, do you remember after the conference championship game of me and Rob going into the locker room?
Yeah.
Okay. I remember that. And I remember that whole moment when I said, I don't know much about Cardinals, but or Birds and blah, blah, flipping it upside down. The reason I mentioned that is because during the game, I was color, obviously, that night. Me and Rob switch every other game. So this year, he gets Friday nights on play-by-play. Saturdays, I get play-by-play on Saturdays, and so on and so forth. Obviously, your game on Tuesday night next month will be the little game that like switches that, but which is an odd game. We'll talk about that in a second. But the funny thing about that is the whole reason I brought that up in that locker room, in that moment, is because what had happened was the puck came out, and I had said that it soared like an eagle. But then I said, well, I don't know much about birds, but my great-aunt Barb does. Shout out to my great-aunt Barb. She went to Morrisville, and I mentioned that she went to Morrisville when we were in Morrisville. I brought up how, like, she knows the different bird seeds and stuff, and then I started talking about the bagels. And then that was right when we just started dominating the game, and so I just kept making these stupid references about, like, birds, and then I just was so fired up that that's the whole reason why I came in and just did the whole flip the cardinal upside down thing. But that was the one game where, like, I just, for some reason, just wanted to keep talking smack about birds.
Yeah.
So I just kept saying weird bird references. I don't know. That's something that just...
You're just as into the game as we are.
Yeah. No, I mean, dude, if I can find it, you got to hear the goal call from Whiteout.
Yeah.
We didn't know it went in.
Oh, no?
No, we didn't know
Honestly,
it went in.
from where I was, I didn't know either. Like,
well, the whole thing is, at the time, for the people at home that don't know, obviously we're going into the student section here. And I just remember the closest ref, wasn't the ref on the blue line. It was the ref at the goal, but he was in the corner. Like, he was in the corner. So, like, at the point where, like, the crowd was blocking our view. So I'm the closest to that corner because the radio sets up closest to that goal. And Rob's on my left, so I'm on the right, and I'm the closest to that goal. And Rob is like, they're poking at it, it's still loose. And I literally just remember grabbing Rob's arm because I remember the ref. I look at the ref, and I just see the fingertips, his little fingertips pointing at the goal, and I go, oh my God, Rob, it went in. He's like, what? And then he called the goal, and I'm like, it's in, oh my God. And then I saw you over in the left side corner just losing your mind, and that was pure insanity. And to your credit, I'd assume that you couldn't see it because, heck, I didn't even see Baker hit the puck.
Yeah, no.
Rob didn't see it either. He's like, who hit it? I'm like, I have no idea. And it's just the whole...
No, definitely one of the coolest moments I've ever been a part of in a game, and what a time to do it.
Yeah, that's the point of being alive, right? You got to have moments like that. And to do that against your rival, and obviously, like, that's a big deal. And then you look at not only that game, but you look at the game after that and keep going from there, and you keep winning. You know, you went on the road in Canton. You did another... Dude, I'm going to be honest with you. 3 starts, 2 of them are shutouts, right? Your first one you have 54, and then obviously your last start was an 18-save shutout, which I don't know how you feel about it, but I mean, that's 18 saves is 18 saves, but it's a shutout. It's a shutout. It's what matters most. But looking at that game and looking at Canton, I thought Canton, like, even though it was 18 shots, they had some good chances, and you made really good saves that night. And I don't know. I mean, what's your thoughts on Canton as a whole when you were playing that game or not?
Yeah, I mean, that's a beautiful facility. I felt confident.
It's gorgeous.
Yeah, I felt confident going in there, and then, I mean, first shift of the game, the guys go down and they buzz in the ozone for, I mean, at least a minute, and, you know, just kind of kept dominating the game from there, and that was good. We had team confidence, and we rolled through that game, and then next night got another 2 points in Potsdam, so good weekend.
Yeah. Funny story out of Potsdam. I mentioned this on air when we were in Potsdam, but I'll mention it on the show. Funny story out of Potsdam. We had a change into our suits, right? So I asked Calabufo, hey, can we there's no bathrooms. The bathrooms were actually part of what was actually getting renovated, so we couldn't change the bathrooms. So I said, where can we put our suits on? There was a second where Calabufo, I'm 99% sure, was going to let us go in the locker room. And I was like, dude, I'm not going to that locker room. To all due respect, that's weird voodoo I wouldn't put on this team. Even though we go on the road and you guys respect us, I don't want to be in that room unless, obviously, last year with the SUNYAC championship. I want to go at the end, just talk. I can't go in there in the middle of the season. So we end up having to put the suits on, no joke, with the swim teams that were in that swim meet that were across, So all 8 swim teams come in, and there's just 2 guys wearing suits, and we're like, grab. And I'm putting on my watch, and we're running out, and the coaches of the swim teams were like, who are those guys?
Yeah.
And it was just that's a funny memory. But no, I mean, that's a beautiful barn, too, I think Potsdam's is.
Yeah, both of them. They're kind of similar with the stands all on one side.
So I've never been to Canton. I thought Canton was really nice for a really small barn.
Yeah, it seems very new.
Yeah. I think it's been renovated recently.
Okay.
It's beautiful. It's a beautiful campus as well. We saw it in the dark, but it was still a nice campus to drive through. We went to Clarkson actually the next morning. We went and we stayed in Potsdam. We went to Clarkson before we went to Potsdam SUNY Potsdam, and we got to check out what is it, Chell Arena over there. It was a beautiful place. They had a women's game going on, and we actually stole one of the programs, and we ended up talking to the coach for their women's team a little bit. That was a cool experience.
Cool.
Have you ever been to Clarkson? Have you been to a D1 rink before? Or?
Yeah, I've been to games because I live just about 45 to an hour from Canton as well as Potsdam. So we would go over when I was younger and watch games at SLU and Clarkson. So I've been to both.
Oh,
yeah.
It's a beautiful facility over there.
Yeah.
I've been to Cornell. Ithaca's not too far from where I am. It's about 35 minutes. So been to Cornell. My aunt actually works for Cornell. So shout out to her for getting free tickets that night. But beautiful rink there. You ever been to Cornell? It's a beautiful rink. I would recommend.
I've never.
It's a unique rink because it looks like an old church, like an underground old church. The top of the building is all you could see because most of it's underground, if that makes sense. And so you have to do this weird turn thing, and like 1/3 of the building is technically underground, but you're not underground. It's so weird. You'd have to go, but it's beautiful. But no, I mean, looking at you as a whole, I mean, obviously it's a unique situation having a team that lives obviously next to Lake Ontario, but there's a bunch of Canadians on the team, obviously. So looking at you, you're technically a foreign exchange student, even though you're literally a boat drive away, right? But no, I mean, this is always a good question to ask guys that are from Canada. Was there any weird transitions coming into the United States at all, or not really? I mean, obviously you said you've been here before as a kid, but obviously there's a little subtle differences. But was there anything crazy or?
No, I think it's quite similar, and like you said, there's a lot of Canadians on the team, so it feels like home to us now. It's awesome.
Yeah. And I will add on one thing I like to add on about Canada is the milk and bag situation. What is up with that?
I mean,
I'm a milk connoisseur. I want you to know that I do reviews on chocolate milk. I'm being so serious. So the whole bag milk is weird.
I mean, it's normal for me. I mean, coming here and having the jug, I think it could be better, but there's pros and cons to both of them. Let me ask you a question.
All right, what do you got?
What's the best chocolate milk?
The best chocolate milk? Okay. This one's going to throw you for a loop, all right? So I recently had so right now my top 3 are, third place is Burn and Dairy. You ever had Burn and Dairy chocolate milk?
We collect all the jars.
Yeah, it's so good.
$1 back each time.
It's so good.
Yeah.
Second place is Nesquik, just Nesquik chocolate milk. First is, you ever heard of Intense? They serve it at Crossroads, actually, when they have chocolate milk. So Intense is a upstate New York dairy farms milk, and it's branded as Intense milk, but that's the best.
I don't know if I've ever had it.
It's pretty good. It's pretty good. It literally tastes like melted chocolate ice cream. It's pretty good. It's pretty dang good. But no, man, I don't know. It's unique to say the least. And obviously, I've been to Canada. I went to Niagara Falls actually last year when you guys played in Buffalo. We took the trip across the border to Niagara Falls. We actually ran into the Pete's.
Really?
Yeah, no joke. I'm not kidding you. I don't know why they weren't even playing Niagara.
Oh, no?
They just took a team trip, they told us, or something.
Okay.
And we ran into a couple of them. But beautiful falls you got over there in Niagara, especially when you go over to the Canadian side.
Yeah, it's cool that it's kind of on both sides, right?
Yeah. Okay, I heard this from, I think it was Raymond. I think it was Raymond. Or I think it was Raymond and Williams, both of them. Or one of the two. Anyway, they told us the reason you guys stayed at the hotel that you stayed at in Potsdam was because there was a Timmy's somewhere near. Is that true or was that false?
Oh, I don't know. That was definitely an added benefit, though. All the boys were over there. Yeah.
So we stayed at a hotel in Potsdam. And then when we were about to leave, I believe it was Raymond, one of your guys had said, hey, we're not going to be there. We're actually staying here because there's a Timmy's. And I was like, the Canadians really love Timmy's. I mean,
I do miss it. I love Timmy's.
So the very first time I had Timmy's was last year when we were in Buffalo. Rob had actually took me to the practice rink for the Sabres because they have a Timmy's right there. First time I ever had Timmy's. And I think it's one of the best. I think it's one of the best. I think it's better than Starbucks. I hate Starbucks.
Yeah.
But Timmy's is pretty good.
I know the exact one you're talking about because it's in the OJ, the Buffalo Junior Sabres play there, and we played them in the playoffs. So, I know exactly where you're talking about.
Yeah, it's the one connected to the Harbor Center.
Yeah, Lecom.
Yeah, Lecom. Now the name of the rink down in Elmira, New York, actually for the Elmira Aviators, the NAHL, Lecom Event Center. Okay. Used to be the first arena, but Lecom is a big sponsor over in this area. But no, I mean. We got a couple minutes before break. Looking right now, I mean, you're 6-0, right? We'll talk about this after the break. Obviously, I want to talk about the games coming up this weekend and obviously the end of the 2025 portion of the season. But to kind of give a little teaser, I mean, obviously you play Hobart and then you go on the road. We'll be on the road with you in Utica. That will be my second game called in the Pro Barn, which will be so fun. No, looking at that, you play. Do you know your national rank or no? Did you see it today?
Yeah, 4.
Number 4. Yeah. So you didn't play any games last weekend. You got the week off to, obviously for us Americans, Thanksgiving. For you, it's technically not. Canada's Thanksgiving is September, right? I believe.
Yeah. Further on. Yeah.
So, but that helped because Curry lost, and therefore you guys got a couple bumps. So number 4 versus number 1. So a little teaser before we go to break. I mean, what's your early thoughts for Hobart? What's really your early thoughts?
Yeah, we know what to expect. They've been a great team the last few years, and we're all very, very excited. It's such a great opportunity to show the country what we're made of.
One thing I'll say is I know Hobart pretty well because I worked for Elmira College, obviously, like I've said. That's technically the rival for Elmira. One thing I'll mention about that is I have been to what they call the cooler over there in Geneva, to where I've seen guys get trash thrown on them. It's a rough team. And obviously back to back 3 consecutive national titles. It's impressive over there. Mark Taylor, the coach, you got to give him credit, right? You got to give him credit where credit's due. Yeah. But it's definitely an interesting matchup for sure. But we'll talk about that after the break. You've been listening to Laker Sports Talk right here on WNYO 88.9 FM, the Laker Radio Network.
Hey, this is Ryan from the Melismatics, and you're listening to WNYO.
Welcome back into the Laker Radio Network. My name is Derik Clark, the sports director here at WNYO. Across, of course, Mr. Gavin McCarthy. So we're at the later portion of the show. We're kind of wrapping this up. We gave a little teaser, obviously, Hobart and Utica this weekend. So adding on to the Hobart situation, obviously, Hobart, number 1 in the nation. We mentioned that. 3 consecutive titles, yada, yada, yada. Holy grail of Division III, if you will. One thing I want to talk about, though, and the one advantage you guys have is the ice. I don't know if you agree with me on this. I hope you do, because I've been saying this since I was 10 years old in that barn and calling games for Elmira College, that ice is horrible. So when they go on the road and they play better ice, you know the ice they don't. So looking at the aspect of the ice surface, and the ice surface not only as the ice surface itself, but the rink itself, and the crowd and energy, and the home field advantage that is the Deborah F. Stanley Arena. What factor do you think that will add to, hopefully, your success against the number 1 team in the nation?
Yeah, I mean, we practice there every day, if not twice a day, so we know the rink very well. And then, like you said, the crowd and the facilities, we're blessed, and I think it's a true home ice advantage, so it should be good.
Hopefully they don't wear the orange jerseys. I'm praying they don't. They look like creamsicles out there. I'm not going to lie. That's rough. It's hard to wear that, dude. So this is one thing I actually talked about with Baker. The camos and the teal for us broadcasters are like the hardest jerseys to have. And because I have Saturdays this year on play-by-play, I got both games. It's got a little rough. But they're not as bad as Hobart. Because Hobart, it hurts my eyes. It deflects off the ice.
I don't even think they have last names either on the
No,
jerseys.
they don't.
Yeah.
Last time I knew they don't.
Yeah.
It's weird. It's very bright. For the people at home that never seen them, they are bright.
Yeah, and then they got orange pants and orange helmets too. So
It's ugly. That's what I think it is. I mean, does that obviously with the goalie mask and like your vision, I don't know, would you consider your vision impaired in a sense with the bars in the way, or do you even notice them?
no, I think it's something that I'm used to. I've looked through a cage like that forever.
So with the jersey colors of the other teams, does that affect your vision at all? Like if Hobart's wearing the orange, does that affect your like the motion of it? Does that like get in the like your vision at all? Does that affect it or no?
I mean, not really, but
That's
I think that an orange jersey, if anything, would be better for me because I can identify threats. Like, an orange jersey sticks out to me. It's in my peripheral. It could help.
From my point of view, obviously I've literally never played the game of hockey, believe it or not. I don't even know how to skate, fun fact of the night. But one thing I'll add to that, though, from my point of view, is I feel like the jerseys could add something. But obviously, like, to your credit, I mean, you're the guy in between the pies. What do I freaking know? But, no, I mean, that's always a unique one. Do you, looking at the different jerseys that we have, is there, for goalies, obviously you guys have your, like, a certain way with things. I'd assume you have a routine that I don't even want to know about. But I assume you're a little picky on your routine. When it comes to your jersey, like, are you fully tuck? Are you hanging a little bit out? Like, are you Alex Ovechkin with the whole, like, left side hanging out? Or
I mean, it's usually completely out. I mean, a bit in the front I like to tuck into my pants, but as the game goes on, I'm sure it comes out. I don't even notice it. So
is any of your... I've never played obviously I don't know much about goalies other than you guys look like, not to be rude, but a little bit of sumo wrestler action going on. When it comes to the mobility side of things and the way the jersey's cut, how does that impact the mobility? Like, do the jerseys have any effect? Like, if a jersey's too tight, will that affect your arm movement, or even too loose in sometimes?
No, the only way it would is if it was too tight. I think their goalie cut is what they're called.
Yeah.
So the sleeves are quite large, and the looser the better, honestly. Yeah.
I feel like that would be... I don't know. That's a question. There's a couple questions that I just wanted to ask because I feel like that's something people don't get. You don't hear that a lot. You know, you don't hear those questions a lot. Obviously, in the locker room interviews, it's like, you guys are doing great. And then it's like basic questions. You got to ask the fun ones.
Yeah.
Speaking of fun ones, I got to bring up one of your goalies, man. I got to bring up Manzi. The reason I want to bring up Manzi, this is going to be the first time I say this on the show. I said this on air in Potsdam when he was in between the pipes. I ran into him at Sips on Friday night, and I had to ask him. He waters his goalpost, right? You noticed that or no?
I have, yeah.
Okay. I asked him, what's with watering the goalposts? He told me, word for word, and you can make fun of him at practice. I do not care. He first said, well, I get asked that a lot, but I really don't know. And then he continued by saying, well, they're like my buddies, like my last line of defense. So if I got to stay hydrated, they got to stay hydrated too. So he basically told me that they're his goaltending buddies and he needs to keep them hydrated. Is that weird to you, or is that just a goalie thing?
I mean...
You're a goalie yourself.
I'm a goalie myself, so I don't want to say anything's weird or not weird, but he lives with me, so maybe when I get home I'll bring that up.
Oh no, I might have started something in one of the hockey houses, guys.
Perfect.
Derek might have started something, guys. This isn't a good one. No, I feel like that's definitely unique. Manzi's, he's so cool. Yeah. You as well. I mean, you guys look like, obviously, so far this year, you guys are the tandem that have switched every other game. When it comes to that, are you guys communicating on, like, to each other with the whole tandem idea of, like what's the communication process with you two?
Yeah, I mean, ever since Manzi got here, he's been a close friend of mine. Like I said, I live with him, so I see a lot of him, and him and I work hard together. And like you mentioned earlier, we talk and we communicate about things that, we see in each other and all positive stuff. So, yeah, he's a great guy, and I look forward to the future working with him.
Yeah. Now, he played in Alaska. That's crazy, dude.
Yeah, I don't know if I could do that. Like dark
Yeah.
all the time. That'd be a mental.
Well, in the
mental
summer,
grind.
it's beautiful. It's 24/7.
True enough.
But brutal winters.
Yeah, and they travel a lot. Like I think he told me a story about their road trip. Like they were gone for over a month.
Yeah,
And that's got to be hard.
Well, it's because you only have 2 other teams in Alaska in that league.
Yeah.
So you have to start flying over, and you'd go on the west coast of the United States and do all that crazy stuff. Yeah. How far west did you go for juniors? Is it just Ontario that's in the OJ, or is there teams outside of the province?
Just Ontario.
Just Ontario. I know some leagues there's like 1 or 2 that are in a different state or province, but
we would go as far as Leamington, which is down near Windsor, close to Detroit. So that's a fair trip, but nothing like the Null. They travel really far in the North American League.
Well, they also, do you guys have showcases or not? I know the Null does.
Yeah, it was actually at Lecom Harbor Center.
Oh wow,
yeah.
Wow. I'll be dang, No, I remember obviously Elmira now has a Null team. This is now their second year having a Null team. And I remember like their showcases like in Minnesota. Like all the teams have to go to Minnesota. So like I feel like, is there a weird, like when it comes to showcases, is it just like a giant tournament? Do you feel that way with it? Or is it like more of a fun thing? I know the games count technically, but when it came to showcases, was it like fun or like...
Yeah, it's cool. Like it's a different experience, but it's as serious as it gets. I mean, every college team's there. If there's anyone you want to be there is there. So you got to perform and you got to show teams what you're made of. So showcases are a great thing.
Yeah. And to add on to that, and another reason why I brought that up, obviously the Holiday Classic's coming up, which is the 2nd and 3rd of January. We'll be covering that. I'm coming back during break to cover that. We usually get the break off, but me and Rob made an agreement. We'll come and do that because we didn't get to do it last year because something happened, but we'll be able to do it this year. Looking at the showcase, obviously, you look at Utica, who you'll play this weekend. Usually we get invited to the Thanksgiving tournament and all that fun stuff. We didn't do that this year. What's your thoughts of having like an in-season tournament? I've never asked a player that. Like, is it weird to have an in-season tournament? Is it taken more serious than a regular season game? Or is it just like a normal regular season game no matter what?
I would say it's just as important, just as serious. Honestly, coming in here, I didn't know that there was such thing as in-season tournaments like that, but it's really cool. And to crown a champion, like, it's a cool idea. So I like that.
Yeah, and the only other in-season tournament that I know before, obviously I've been around D3 hockey to know they were a thing, but like the only one that I could think of nationally that people would think of is the Bean Pot.
Yeah.
Which is all the schools over there in Massachusetts and Boston area, to be more specific. But no, I think that's cool. To add on to Plattsburgh too, the Bean Pot's technically a rivalry thing. So wouldn't it be kind of cool to have a rivalry trophy? I feel like.
Yeah, it would be. Yeah.
What would it even be?
Who knows?
Like
something to think about.
Well, what route is it that connects us? Is it route? I don't know if you know roads. I don't know. I think it's Route 104 that connects us.
Sounds right.
So maybe like a route sign, maybe? I don't know. It's just a weird thought. I don't know. I'm a broadcaster, dude. I think of weird crap in the middle of games. I made a reference in Canton to like crackers, something to do with the Lance crackers, because there was a guy with the first name Lance, and I thought of Lance crackers because I literally had Lance crackers right before the broadcast. That's my way my brain works. I'm weird. I'm an oddball. Just like a goalie has a little oddball thing. It's us broadcasters do too.
Yeah, you got to keep it light. That's cool.
Yeah. We got to start bringing a third headset as well because was it Raymond? Yeah, I think it was Raymond again. No, it was Gilmore. It was Gilmore. This is how I remember that. Gilmore was on the camera, and right before we got on air, we were picking up the headsets, and he said something like, oh, maybe I should join you because I guess he did a game for his junior team one time. And I was like, dude, that would be awesome. Just bring a third headset, grab one of the scratches, just like, come on air for us for a period. Would that be kind of cool, man?
That would be really cool.
Yeah? You want to be down for it? Become a second color and just...
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. No, but... I mean, we go back to the whole jersey retirement thing. I thought I would want to get your aspect of this. obviously, you look up, and the whole thing gets dropped. And looking at that as a whole, Pete Sears, phenomenal guy. I don't know if you got to meet him before the game. I think he went into the locker room beforehand. I believe so, but you obviously get to meet him and stuff like that. Like, being in that moment, it's the first retirement ever in this, program's history of a jersey. Like, how did it feel like to be on the ice in that moment and like just to stand there and see that? And obviously he's a goalie himself. He was a goalie himself. He was a silver medalist, a freaking, war veteran and all this other crazy stuff. Like, what was the feeling like to see that? From our perspective, it was awesome. But like from your perspective of actually being on the ice, like what was the feeling?
Yeah, like you said, he's such a cool man and such a great person. All the things he's done and all the stuff he's done for Oswego as a whole, it's amazing. And as a team, we went to city council and we saw them talk about him there, and he spoke as well, said a few words, and just such a well-spoken man. And yeah, to talk about the banner drop, that was really cool as a first thing for Oswego hockey. Yeah, it's cool looking up there and seeing the Olympic rings on his banner, and yeah, what a great man.
Yeah, we got about 5 minutes before the show ends, so this is the part where I like to kind of throw in some more silly questions because I'm weird. No, but looking at before I get into that, looking at like the city of Oswego and stuff like that, and obviously the guys are, like we've mentioned throughout this whole show, 6-0 and buzzing. You guys are buzzing pretty good. But I mean, what's looking at Oswego as a whole, what does it feel like to not only have your team, and obviously you're the number one sport here, right? But you have a whole community, a city of 15,000 people, which, by the way, I don't consider 15,000 people a city, but that's another argument for another day. But like, you have a whole community that like is here and cares about the team. Like, what is that feeling like?
Yeah, it's so cool. Like you asked me earlier, why'd you come to Oswego? I think that's another great reason. We're so well supported, and yeah, the town's been great.
Yeah. Well, one thing I like to see a lot is when we were in Geneseo that you had people follow you. They go on the road. Not only us. I mean, there's literally a group of, I think it's like 50 people that just like go on the road. So is it cool that like you score a goal on the road, but there's literally like a decent cheer happening as well for you? Like that has to feel awesome to have.
Yeah, I don't think there's any team that really travels as well as we do. So it shows how much they care about us, and it feels good for us. It's awesome.
I want to kind of wrap this show up with. I like to wrap this up with when I have a guest, and obviously with like the stuff and the teams, and obviously you have a big weekend. Teddy bear toss, first goal, throw those teddies on the ice. Potsdam did it weird with the whole after the first period, throw them on the ice. It was weird.
Yeah, I said that to one of the guys after the game. I said I didn't even see them throw teddy bears because obviously we're in the room. So
here's a true word for word true story of why they did it. The sports information director up there in Potsdam came up to me. I went up to him after the first period. I'm like, why'd you just make us throw them? Because we brought teddy bears. Because, like, it's for charity. Duh, we're going to support them.
Yeah.
But I was like, I want to throw them at the end of the game. Like, that was the whole thing. But, like, why'd you guys do it after the first? Well, apparently they did it one year and they didn't get a goal. And then people got mad. So they're like, all right, we're going to make this weird rule where, like, if it doesn't happen the first, just throw them. I don't care. I want that at the end. Like, I don't know. That's weird. But to wrap this all up, teddy bear toss, big deal, obviously. What do you want the people to do? Like, what's your message? Not only do you want them to bring teddy bears, but what's your message? This is the number one team in the nation you're playing. So, like, what's your message to the fans?
I mean, bring the energy, and we'll do our best for you guys and put on a show.
Yeah, I feel like, I don't know. Do you know? Okay. We're gonna end the show with this. Do you know who's starting on Friday night? Has that been confirmed?
I do not know yet.
No, you don't know yet. Okay, that means I'm gonna pepper Ed Gosick every morning until I figure it out.
Cool.
So you don't even know yet. You don't even know if you're getting the nod or not. Okay, no. Okay. That's respect. It's respect to Ed Gosick, keeping it behind the door.
Yeah, he truly evaluates us in practice, and he'll make the right decisions.
That's nice to see in a coach.
Yep.
Well, it's the end of the show. So thank you so much for joining me, Gavin. It's been a pleasure. I know. It's we talk a lot, you know. We did, for the people that don't know, I mean, I had a little chuckle a little bit before the game in Geneseo. Obviously, I went through the wrong door, but that's a different story for a different time.
Yeah.
But I appreciate you being on the show. It's been a pleasure.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Yeah, well, for the people at home, that will wrap it up here. You've been listening to Laker Sports Talk right here on WNYO 88.9 FM, the Laker Radio Network. Once again, thank you for Gavin for joining me on the show tonight. We hope that you have a good night tonight, folks. Once again, my name has been Derik Clark, and you've been listening to Laker Sports Talk right here on WNYO 88.9 FM, the Laker Radio Network.
For more Laker Sports Talk, listen to WNYO 88.9 FM, the Laker Radio Network, Monday nights at 7 p.m.